Welcome back to another podcast of Travel the Darkroom. Today I have a guest because my co-anchor cannot make it for episode 7, I think it is now. And just before we get underway, thanks for all the comments. There's this one guy that's been leaving a shit ton of comments and I love replying to them. So that's super nice. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about photography burnout and just burnout in general.
Yeah.
So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi. I'm Peace, and I'm actually a media production student in my final year. Media production covers pretty much everything in the media aspect. It's basically set up for you to be a content producer or producer. So we cover photography, videography, audio, and online presence and stuff like that. So yeah, like
a lot of busy stuff.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, I've had burnout many times. I don't know if you've ever suffered from it.
I mean, I got a lot of it in... I've had in every educational stage of mine.
Oh, yeah.
I've had at least one. Secondary school, it was at the very beginning.
Of GCSE or SATs?
GCSEs,
okay.
Yeah, so I was one of the final years who did their GCSEs in year 9. So...
Okay, smart.
So it was a lot of pressure for what? I don't remember how old I was. Maybe.
You
14,
finished
like,
high school at 16, so that's
like
year
13,
11.
14,
Yeah.
Year 9, and yeah, I just remember it was just a lot of pressure that they'd sort of given to us, and I was one of those. I wasn't a bad student. I was kind of like. I would do the work when I was bothered to, but
like now.
Very, yeah,
like now.
but I was very chatty.
Like now.
So I would spend most of the class time just talking and just not really showing any interest, even though I knew I think I just didn't know, I just didn't care at that point because quite early on I was always I was in a special ed class, so I was in bottom everything, and I was just like, oh well, I guess this is.
So we were both special heads.
Special eds, yeah.
Hey.
Special eds. So very early on, I was just like, okay, well, this is me. I'm just gonna stay there, and I'm just not gonna try. So I just gave up primary school, and then kind of I can't remember what it was because quite so long ago. When it came to secondary school, I switched and I was like, okay, no, I'm not gonna stay this level anymore. I'm just gonna progress and you know, be better and prove people wrong that I'm not, you know, stupid or whatever.
Yeah.
So that switched, and that was the end of that burnout, I guess. It was the early on burnout, I guess.
Yeah.
Then college happened. Well, year 11 happened. Left school, went to college. I couldn't find anything that I was into.
So dropped out?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't drop out. I went because my parents made me.
Yeah, as they all do.
Being from an African sort of family, you kind of have to progress.
Yeah, no, my father's the exact same. He doesn't understand why I do photography. He's like, I should be working in a mine.
Yeah.
Like, mining is like through and through, or in military somewhere.
Oh my god, no.
So yeah.
I couldn't do that. So mine was all just education, academic subjects they wanted us to go into. But I think they knew quite early on that it wasn't my strong suit.
Yeah.
So college happened. I did my first year. I embarrassingly got 1B, 1E, and 2 U's. Yeah.
GCSE?
No, college, A levels.
Oh, I failed A levels. Meh.
So,
I'll get to my one.
My college, lucky enough, still let me go into second year.
Oh wow.
But I had to because an E wasn't classified as a fail. It was
No, U is a fail. Right. Yeah, it's unmarkable.
Right. So I could go on to second year, but I had to pick up another
course. Yeah.
And just throughout, I had to pick up AS history.
Yeah.
And I hated history in secondary school, but it was the only thing that I kind of knew. I thought it would be easy because I did it.
Okay.
Because psychology, never did it.
Yeah, no.
Sociology, I never did it. I wasn't interested.
I find those subjects fascinating, like how the brain works.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, but I could never.
I couldn't do it myself. Yeah. So I just went with something easy. I was just like, oh, I'll just pick AS history because I've done it before. In how hard can it be?
Yeah. It's A-level. I mean...
So I did it, and I was probably... so I was obviously an older year in the class, and I was just like not really interested, not participating.
Yep.
So I kind of gave up with like progressing with like college. We had to do our UCAS applications.
Oh yeah.
Didn't do it until maybe 2 weeks before
The deadline.
Yep. I had to do like a personal statement.
It's like 300 characters.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Something.
2,000 characters instead of words.
Or 200. Was it two?
It was either 1,000 or 2,000.
I'm not sure.
I know there was a 2 somewhere. But it was characters instead of words. That's what confused me.
Yeah.
Like spaces counted as a character.
I like that because I don't like writing.
Okay.
Coming up with words.
Yeah.
Those could be spaces. Those could be left like full stops and
yeah.
you know.
Okay.
So
yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
But I still left it till the very last minute because I just wasn't bothered. Like I just didn't care. I was just like, okay, well, clearly I'm meant to be down for like ages. So I never like took anything seriously. But then I kind of, because I wanted to do business management. I did.
Wow, that's a different.
Right. So my choices initially were business, media, fashion, and photography.
So this was all an A-level?
Yeah.
Okay.
I failed AS level.
Yep.
I failed photography and fashion.
Okay.
So ironically, I'm doing photography now, but
yeah, I thought you were gonna go with media. I'm like,
no.
oh, wow, okay. But okay, photography
and fashion. And I got an E in business. And what that was really upsetting for me at that time because I wanted to go into business management. I wanted to do
business management. Yeah.
Business management. But then after like me just burning out, getting like just not caring anymore, I kind of had a conversation with like career advisors and stuff like that, and then they're like, oh, maybe you should look into like doing media because you know, obviously clearly that's like
it's your strong suit. Yeah.
So that's when I finally started to like take things seriously and look for universities that did like a media course that I liked. Found here, came here, liked it, really good.
Any burnouts while here?
Yeah, one massive one because I didn't get the enough UCAS points, I had to do a foundation year.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you started university?
18.
Okay, 18, how everybody else starts 18, okay.
But a foundation.
Yeah.
So did that, didn't really show any interest.
No.
I was just like there just to get through the year.
Yeah, to just get into university sort of thing, that's how you saw it.
So then when my first year came up, I thought, you know what, I wasted a whole year not doing any work experience, not, you know, networking with people, just keeping to myself and, you know, not socialising. So decided to do more work. Just you know, get myself like together, not so much, but just like, oh, I just want to like have experience in this, have experience in that.
Like dabble in everything.
Yeah, but at that stage I didn't do everything. It was second year.
Okay.
I did
everything.
Everything.
You literally said yes to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one of our lecturers are like, Chris, getting confused because he's also named Chris. He was like, I know you and I know your personality. You'll say yes to everything and then you'll just get fed up and just bored of everything. I'm like, yeah, okay. He knows me very well. So, yeah.
That's me. I'm a yes, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Yes, like I've not done this type of photography before. I've not done this type of videography before. Yeah, I'll do it for like experience. Then it got to sort of second semester of the year and I was like, yeah, I'll do this photography project. Yeah, I'll work as in like my part-time job.
Yeah.
For a whole week, do a full-time because we're on half-term at the moment. I'll work the whole week.
Yeah, I'll just work the whole week.
Forgetting I had a deadline.
Oh, yeah.
So did the whole week of just working.
Yeah.
Got to Monday, deadline was Thursday. I had 2 assignments due on Thursday, and I was up for 48 hours. 48 hours just trying to do the work that I missed just because of all the work experience that I've sort of gotten myself into.
Yeah.
And actually working as well. And I knew, because I started work from 9 till 6. So I knew...
Long hours.
Right, and the deadline was 4 o'clock on Thursday. So I knew I had to finish the work on Wednesday.
To get it. Yeah, in Tennyson.
So I was up for 48 hours, Monday, Tuesday, and I get home from work Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I crashed. I sat
had
on my
enough.
bed. No, I sat on my bed for a second and I was asleep. I woke up 3 in the morning that Thursday.
Okay.
And couldn't submit. I had to submit one.
But you couldn't submit the
I
other.
couldn't submit the other one.
Oh, shit.
So it meant I was late. You could have a week to submit.
Yeah, but it's capped at a
at
certain
40%.
grade, yeah.
So even with that, even with me crashing, I just was just like, actually, you know what? I just don't care anymore.
But you also learned, I think, not to say yes so much to everything and sort of prioritise, maybe.
Yeah, but even at the end of that, me knowing that I submitted late, I just didn't even submit it straight away. I waited until the last hour for my the late submission period.
Yeah.
To actually submit it and do something about it. And I didn't even reach the word count. I just didn't care.
Just had enough. Well, they do say that if you don't, if you haven't finished the essay or whatever, submit it anyway. Because it's better to have a submission than not have a submission, if that makes sense.
See, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well...
It got to that point of the burnout.
I was just like, well, I've missed my deadline. I might as well submit late, right?
I don't think in my entire time going back to school, I've never submitted anything late.
Same.
Until second year.
Same.
For you.
Same.
So I haven't submitted yet, touch wood.
So at that stage when I did that, I was just like, whoa, I started crying. I was crying because I was just like, I'd submitted late.
Yeah.
Because it just reminded me of being an underachiever.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a C in my higher education sort of.
So while you've been at university?
Yeah. And
college. Mostly college and...
Well, no, college was a bad time for me. But...
Yeah, no, same here.
University, where I'd gotten past that, because second year, I was just like A.
Okay.
In media and stuff like
yeah.
that. And I'd finally found the one thing that I was generally happy and passionate about.
Yeah.
That I was achieving so well. So because I was just so wrapped up on me overachieving, I'd gotten to the point where it was just I was just doing way too much.
For just everything.
Too much.
Yeah.
Right. And that just it broke me. I just didn't want to do it.
That just snapped.
I was just I don't want to do it. I can't do this.
I've had many of those snaps.
I was just I can't do this anymore. It was just so much pressure that I was putting on myself. We tend to do that. And I know they say, oh, get work experience, do this and do that, but you don't have to say yes to everything. Yeah. You don't have to say yes to everything. An opportunity will always come around is what I was told after I'd gone through this. And maybe I was told beforehand as well, but I just... I
think you have to personally go through that snap. And then that realization, okay, I don't have to say yes to everything, but I know that everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
In that sort of sense. Because I've had many of those snaps. I think my first snap was when I was leaving high school, going into college. I was originally I put my name down, literally going to start the week, next week. And it was going to be in catering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, food and catering. If anybody knows me now, that is so far left field than couldn't even get.
Yeah.
And literally the week that we were supposed to start college, quit. I was 16, 17.
See, this is what I mean. I feel like it's a lot of pressure, sort of coming out of secondary school and picking courses that will basically take you to university and take you control like your whole career path.
Like that's like it's done. And I was it was a BTEC, I think it was, and I was coming out of high school with an A in art, a D in science, a C in math, no, a B in math, no, D in maths, and then a B in history. Don't have an English GCSE. I passed French, and that's pretty much it. And then I was going to do catering because that was the only course that really was allowing me to do anything because I don't have an English GCSE.
Oh my god. Really?
So a lot of stuff is written work, and it was, you're looking at nearly 11, maybe 12 years ago. So the structure was very much you had to have your English, French, English, maths and science. You had to have them, and my school didn't want me to take them.
So, I know a few people who didn't sort of get English and maths. Secondary school, and for college, they had the option to resit.
Yeah, I resit it 7 times. I resat maths 7 times at college.
Yeah.
No, this is now when I'm 21, so I skip a little bit here. But 21, I had to retake, and I resat it 7 times. I went from a U to an F. And I was so happy. And my teacher turned around and was like, why are you so happy? It's still a fail. I'm like, I went from an unmarkable to an actual grade. Like, woo.
Yeah, it's an achievement, I think.
Yeah, so, I mean, I still don't have an English GCSE, and I still am.
So I think one of the issues with sort of the educational system, a lot of them were kind of pushing us to go into academic routes. So
and because you don't have certain grades, you have to be fitted in this criteria. Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, and I feel like the people who did BTEC, they kind of had to know early on what they wanted to do with that, which is a bit unfair, I think, personally, because if you picked business BTEC, you have to do business BTEC in college.
Yeah.
You then have to do what like
business
college,
management.
Business management or international business in university.
Yeah.
So you literally have to follow that path. And in year 9, that was like a
hard step.
A massive step.
Like I was going to do catering of all things. Like
right? And I feel like yes, in year 7 and year 8 we had chances to sample some of these things that we'd be interested in, but I don't think it's such a hard decision for young teenagers to be making at that stage, I think, and that they feel like they can't go back and change it.
Yeah. So I did A-levels. I tried A-levels, and this is now after saying no to the whole college doing catering, I then worked.
Yeah.
But 18, decided to go back to a 6th form, where actually my co-anchor's from, and at the time she was like 14, 15. That's how the age gap is crazy. And did not DT, I did fashion, art, and then design, digital design, or something like that. Failed all of them.
Wow, really?
All failed A-levels. And my fashion teacher was the only teacher that cried when I said that I'm dropping out. Like, I can't. I think this was like February. Because the school was like, oh, can we have like £20 to retake, right? Resit it. I'm like, well, I don't. Like, I'm not. Screw that. I'm not doing that. Yeah. And literally booked. Found out that I can have and that was basically my meltdown, because my not going to college straight away. My father, my grandparents were all like, he's not doing anything. He's a waste of space. He's just like lazing around the couch. That sort of stigma. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Failed. So that was the snap. And I realised that I can book a ticket for, like, when I was 18 years old, you can book a solo ticket. I literally booked a flight to Europe and left for like three weeks. And that's when I bought my first camera, first lenses, first everything. And I realised, like, I really like travelling, this, like, sort of this reset.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's what I was like when burnout happens, you have to have that reset.
Yeah.
So you had that like realization of I'm doing too much.
So yeah.
So that was like your sort of reset.
Yeah, I think everything that sort of made me reset was when I kind of reflected on myself and found out what actually makes me happy.
Yeah, that's sort of like me traveling. So
yeah, so I think that's actually quite amazing. One for me, a way in which that I got into media was a friend invited me to a media workshop.
Yeah.
And I think environment kind of helps you as well.
Yes.
See, I've never, because in year 9 I picked my options already. And this was year 10, year 11, where my friend had invited me to the workshop. So I never had experienced media, but she was working at the museum and was like, hey, come over, like come along, like this is quite fun. Did it, and then I was just like, whoa.
This is an actual thing.
I was just like, whoa, like, oh my gosh, I've always like been wondering how movies are made.
Yeah, that fascination.
And then just being part of it woke something inside me, a real like happiness. And then I started a photography like media because it was too late for me to pick media as an option. So the next best thing would be to start a videography photography group, which we'd have every Wednesday lunchtime, an hour.
So sort of like a society.
Like a society, actually. And that awakening in me, it was because of my environment. So I feel like a lot of people just need to go out of like their comfort zone if they need to, like, just to...
That me booking a trip, like solo by myself at 18, my mum thought I was crazy and like off the rockers. Yeah. But I grew up so much, like realization, like hosteling, talking to people that you've never met before, like by the end of 12 hours, like you're best friends. And then doing that all over again, the next place. Yeah. And just repeating that, and then also loving photography. And then I think I got back, worked for a little bit, and then I bought a bike, cycled Portugal. And I think I was 20, 21. And then literally shipped the bike back, left for South Africa for like a month, still 21. But then I hit another, like, sort of...
What am I going to do?
Yeah, well, it was more like what my, again, like, it's always grandparents, it's always parents. It's always like grandparents and like relations. They're always like, oh, you're not doing anything, you're just gallivanting around, traveling, you're not doing anything with your life, like what grades do you have, you're not doing a proper job. And when I got back to South Africa, and that's where I'm from and a lot of my family are from, and again it's very like mining, like if you're not in the mining industry, like you're not doing anything. And my uncle, he was a mine blaster for like literally all his life, and he was also in the Selous Scouts when Rhodesia was fighting Mozambique. So again, that's where the military side comes from it. And he said something to me. He was something like, "Oh, are you just going to just gallivant around all your life and not do anything?" And that's when I decided to go back to college. Yeah. But I was going to do college this time. I had to do art because I didn't have enough GCSEs. So then I had to do a level 3 BTEC. Then a year later I didn't know what a foundation course was.
Right, me either.
So I did my final piece on metamorphosis, and I changed. If you saw the image of Stalin, Roosevelt, and Churchill on the bench.
I see that.
Yeah, because I'm thinking you did history, so I'm getting.
Yeah.
And you know the stereotypes like Churchill the bulldog, Stalin the Russian bear, and then Roosevelt the bald eagle. Yeah. I changed all their heads, and it was about like yay big. Yeah. And you have a 10-hour exam. So I did all that, all in pen and ink. I've never done pen and ink work, and this is why I also got bored of art, because I'm like, it's easy, and it comes to me quickly. And the guy that does the head lecturer for FMP, foundation, was basically, oh, can I have this student? I want him in my course. I want him in my lesson, like next year. My current teacher was like, oh, the guy in foundation wants to have you, but she didn't really explain that if I do it, it's only a year course and I could go to university. Yeah. She didn't really explain that. So then I ended up doing DT, or not, graphics, for graphics and photography for 2 years. It was an extended diploma.
Oh.
So, yeah, I would have technically graduated a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I did that. But I think me going back to college helped me in that sense, like the realization of like being taught.
Yeah.
Like I was always doing then, by the age of 18 to 21, it was just me. And I quite liked that. And then I had a mid-snap, like my second year of doing the extended diploma. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was going to originally do game art,
Right.
like another complete switch. And I'm like, well, I don't know where to go. Should I just fly to Singapore, just go there to the actual school over there and do game art? The guy that teaches it did all the set design and like stuff like that to Star Wars.
That's really interesting, actually.
So Star Wars and stuff like that, and then all big, like all the students that come out of that school are all in like big A-list game companies. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. It's like nearly 11 grand for like 2 years. So
Oh, actually, you know what? That is cheaper than university, so.
yeah, we'll give it a take. But I don't know what it is now. It's probably gone up. That was a couple of years ago. And then most recent snap was last year. I was working a 12-hour back-to-back.
Yeah.
Again, like
Yeah.
working, yeah.
Yeah.
12 hours, Saturday, Sunday. Then I would have uni. I would also be working at what we have at our university, like campus jobs.
Yeah.
So I was working as a Reaper graphics assistant. So that was, I was doing 5 to 10. I was also covering for people.
Yeah.
So all of that on top of everything that was going on, and my grades like plummeted, and I just snapped. I think beginning of the new year, I just snapped at everybody. I didn't realize why I was snapping or what I was snapping about, because it was just an overload of just shit. And saw counselling. That was like the biggest snap.
Did that help?
Yes. First counsellor, no. She made me feel a lot worse leaving the building than actually getting there. So it took me a little while to go back on the waiting list. But then a lot of other stuff happened. But right now, and I can feel it coming, another snap.
Because you are still taking a lot on, aren't you?
Yes. I'm doing my FMP. That's technically only hand in next year, after April.
Still,
Because
it's a lot of
I'm
production and stuff like that.
still editing all London Fashion Week
Yeah.
and getting them all out to all the models. But I mean, I love that, because when I said to the models, like, I'm a university student, they all understand. It's the mummy managers? The mum managers? Because I did adults.
Mommagers.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
I did adults one day, and then I did children's sort of clothing and sort of what they wear. And it's all the mummy managers that are like, oh, can we have our images? We want our images. And like, just go away. Like, there's an email that I haven't, she's emailed me like 5 times. I can't email her back. Like, I can't without not being rude. Like, and I've said that I'm a university student, like, it's going to take time. Like, I need to prioritize this.
Yeah.
And she's kind of losing it. Where all the actual adult models are fine. And when I do get them out, they're like, oh, if I'm ever back in the UK, we should ring each other, hit it up, and go shoot something. So I'm getting connections that way.
Yeah.
With the... nobody knows, not too much people know about this, but I'm now the brand photographer for who I went up there for. So they're busy chasing me up with like finishing my website, because I'm busy updating that.
Yeah.
So I'm busy trying to do all that in my free time. And then I'm also working at my CPP project, getting ethic forms and all that.
As well as helping other people with their final major project.
Yeah, not going to mention any names. But yeah, I'm actually helping Jimmy, who is doing hair and makeup. I'm helping him with his FMP.
Yeah.
I'm helping another hair and makeup student with her FMP.
Oh God,
I'm helping you out with your FMP. And I'm picking up jobs here and there. with the ambassador stuff.
Yeah.
I'm now working again as the student supervisor.
Yeah.
And then, just a lot of work. So I'm waiting for that, like, snap, but I think in a way I'm prepared.
But, how are you prepared? Like, what are you going to do differently this time?
Oh, and also doing this whole podcast thing. Trying to get guests when they cancel on you last minute. So luckily, this one said yes last minute. So, yeah, that's another thing. Like, I was talking to as one of my course mates. She was like, you're doing an awful lot of things.
Yeah. So what are you going to do to prepare yourself to... Because this might help everyone else who's kind of... feel like they've got a lot of things going on, but
the way
how to manage it.
I'm kind of fortunate that my CPP weighs on my ethics forms. Now, ethics forms can take up to 3 weeks. I have to wait for the university to issue out their ethics. I've already submitted it. I've already done that. So then once they've done it, I can then sort out the school. Because a part of my project is working with special needs school and like children and sending like 12 disposable cameras, one for each kid. But the thing is that they might take photographs of themselves and all their mates.
Yeah.
So that's the ethics clause.
Yeah.
So that's why I have to write that. And then the school has to write theirs after that one comes back. And then they have to write parent-teacher things.
Like release.
So I'm looking at like beginning of November. So in between this time, I can do other people's projects. I can help here and there. And I can also focus on my FMP as well as my essay that I haven't even started. But we'll get to that. But I think in a way, I know that if I have podcasts to be up every Friday, because they go up every Friday at 6 o'clock GMT, I know if I edit, say at the weekend, for the following Friday, and if I can edit 2, that would be great. Because then what I can do on YouTube is schedule.
Yeah.
So what I do is just upload it. Once it's finished, upload the thumbnail, upload everything, and then schedule for 2 weeks from now, and then I can focus on my essay, focus on other people's things. I can just do that throughout the week, or try not. But I mean, I can't really do anything until my ethic forms come back.
Right.
So I can't really.
So
in a way, I'm fortunate.
Yeah,
for my project.
At this point.
Yeah, at this point. I think by November, come to me about this question again, and you'll see my hair falling out. I'm ragged.
Then you now know not to take too many things on by then. Would you? Because I think this is like kind of like the next point in like preventing. Burnout.
Yeah, preventing burnouts. Yeah.
Is having a schedule and having a time scale of like things that you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And I noticed with me what happened, like I'm quite dyslexic, so...
Join the club.
Yeah. So
that's why we're doing both creative courses. We're not business people, like we don't understand all that.
Ironically, writing things down helped me, in a way.
Okay.
Even if it was just on my calendar.
Yeah.
Like, having a sense of when my deadlines are helped me, having a sense of when I'm working, having one day in the week where I had absolutely nothing booked helped me.
That sort of that reset, like I was talking about.
So I always have that one day, which is a Tuesday for me, where I've got nothing booked, and I don't make decisions until the Monday.
Yeah.
So if someone's like, hey, do you want to help me do this? I'm just like, I need to assess myself.
Yeah.
What do I need to do? Do I need to do any assignments tomorrow, or can I actually help this person or take on this job?
That's why I was when I was saying yes to doing Jimmy's FMP, I was like, I'll only fit it in where I can do it.
Yeah.
Like we have a shoot this Friday, and we have a shoot Monday because I'm leaving the country Wednesday, and like I'll only fit it in when I can fit it in.
Yeah.
Like that's the ground rule, and I think if you set in that ground rule, like you were saying, like if you have a day that you just want to take for yourself, you keep that day for yourself.
And always like sort of writing your tasks, like what you need to do, and I think doing things when they need to be done also helps. I mean, in terms of assignments. Not leaving it until maybe the day before. Yeah. Even if it's a sort of a mini task that they set during the week, doing it straight away I felt helped me because I just got it out of the way. I didn't have to stress about like worrying to find time for doing it, and I didn't have an excuse. Didn't need to come up with an excuse for why it wasn't done when it came to it. So
yeah, it's sort of like me editing everything on the weekends, knowing that it's done. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
And I found that when I had like a spare time, even if it was I wasn't asked to research.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't asked to do some assignment. So I'm talking more about third years, and I found a major project.
Yeah.
Doing stuff in times that they feel like they've got nothing going on.
Yeah.
And then that means you do open yourself to be a bit more freely when people say, oh, can you help me with this, or can you do this job? You'll find, actually, I can, because I've got my priorities sorted first.
Yeah.
So always knowing your priorities, writing things down, and knowing the time scale of when each thing needs to be done.
Like deadlines. Put a deadline on yourself.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no. Well, when I was working throughout the week, throughout the holidays, I was literally picking up jobs left, right, and centre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I think August, I was hitting burnout. It's like from July, June, and mid August. Like I think both of us were literally working 24/7, like picking up nearly 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
And the ambassador stuff, because I was working as a WP work, I just had to say, I need to take some time.
Yeah.
And I think that self-realization is, okay, shit's going to go sideways, just take some time.
But also, I think another thing that kind of needs to be sort of addressed is, why do you take somebody on? Why do you take somebody on?
I don't mean to.
Because I feel like we have the same sort of
mindset in the sense.
And like mindset.
Just say yes to everything.
Don't like to upset people. People pleasers.
Yeah, people pleasers, yeah.
Money.
Yeah, financial difficulties.
Yeah.
So, I
feel like that's why I was saying yes as well, because actually that's an 80 quid for a job that it's always, it's an easy filming job, but that's taken a day out of my an assignment, a lesson actually.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, it's 80 quid, that's fine.
Yeah. It also experience. You can chalk an experience into that one as well. And you might not get paid in that, and yet you're still saying yes to it.
Yeah. But the money motivated me a lot more.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
The money was just like, I need the money, and I feel like a lot of universities need to kind of take that into consideration, that a lot of students can't actually afford to be there.
Yeah, especially with student finance recently, it's been really up. There's shit's creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have been cut, and now having to pick up extra work to just survive.
Like I know the actually attending, uni, the lessons are covered. You don't even touch that money. But for me to actually live and eat food, how are you gonna help me with that? Yeah. They don't provide that much help with that.
In a way, it's lucky for FMPs and stuff like that. You can have a rebate.
Yeah.
So you can fill in a form at uni and sort of get help, but that always comes after the fact, not when you actually need it.
Exactly, and I'm first year. I'm a first year, second year student. I've just come to Southampton. I don't have a job.
Yeah.
Or I do get a job, and you're putting me in lessons, 4 times a week maybe?
Yeah.
I need to work.
Yeah. And it's also odd hours as well. Like working at nightclubs, stuff like that. So you're going into uni, not really functional.
And it's just, it's kind of, they say you do need to know how to balance both work and
social life and university
and bearing in mind that university is a full-time degree. Degree.
Yeah, if you're doing it.
If you're doing
full-time
a bachelor's.
Yeah.
And your job should be part-time, but what about those students that only get about $3,000 from student finance, and the maintenance cost is about $5,000?
Yeah.
Where is that $2,000 going to come from?
Either parents, but that's also 50-50, and what they're going to have to fork out the rest, and that's that's also a big stress.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of burnout is because of stress. That snap.
Yeah.
And I don't really realize stress, like, when it's happening. I get to the point that, oh, snap.
Right.
So that whole build-up, where now because I've had so many snaps,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I need to work out. If I just say no sometimes, like I was supposed to go out this weekend, I was like, no, like I can't. I'd rather stay at home in the flat, clean up. Like, even though I wasn't really resting, I was cleaning up my room, I was doing the washing, I was doing stuff like that. But to me, that was sort of different than doing, like, I was supposed to do I literally did a photography shoot the Friday, and it was like, oh, we could meet up at 6 and go out and have a few drinks. And then I was doing another shoot Sunday, literally the Sunday gone.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I need that time. Even though that time was, to me, cleaning up, but to me that was like, okay, I don't have to think about anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah. With me, it's, I don't care. I didn't care that I was missing lessons. I didn't care that my room was a mess. I didn't care that I wasn't eating properly. I didn't care. Snap.
Yeah.
That was me. And I was just constantly thinking about the money that I would work an 9-hour shift. Okay, so imagine this: Wednesday, 9-hour shift. Thursday, filming on a shoot the whole day. Friday, photography. Saturday, work 6 hours.
Yeah.
Photography shoot in the evening. Sunday, crash.
Yeah.
But then not give myself enough time to
recover.
Really recover. I have to start editing these pictures. I have to start doing editing.
Yeah, editing, that's also something else. It's like, you've done all this, now you have to edit everything, and then they expect them to have them at a certain time, so it's like that pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even when they said, oh, don't worry, take your time, I'm just like,
you know in the back of your head.
I'm like, no, I want to complete it so I can get the money as soon as possible.
Yes, yeah, you're getting paid at that point, where I'm not. For me, it's like that knowing part, like I haven't finished that project.
Right.
Like with these models, like they're super generous and super like nice, that they're not gonna lose their shit. But it's like still there at the back of my mind, like I haven't yet given them.
Yeah.
Like it's still there, and it's like that annoying part that any minute could snap. But I think because I'm slowly doing it, I think if I systematically, when I have free time, just send some out, sort it out, I think that helps me.
Yeah.
In a way not to snap. And I can do the podcast, I can come up with podcast ideas, I can, fingers crossed, find guests, and also hopefully get my co-anchor back and stuff like that. And I mean, I think that's it running at 11%. So that's going to run flat. These cameras have gone off fairly quickly. So anything else you would like to add to it?
I would just be like, when you know you are putting a lot of pressure on yourself, stop.
Yep.
That is.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Everyone knows the point where they feel like they are doing too much and they need to stop at that point. Don't just be like, oh.
Don't care about anybody else in that sense. Like, don't care about what they might say.
Yeah. And
just take some time.
Time to recover, time to have a break. Don't feel like you can do everything because you can't. You probably can, but you shouldn't.
Yeah. I sometimes should learn for that, but so far, if I structure that I can do certain things certain days.
Structuring yourself and
that I'm fine.
Having that balance is key.
I think come to the point where everything suddenly comes into one day, then I will probably snap for like 24 hours and you'll not want to see me. I will be a bear with a sore head.
Oh God, I don't want to see that. No.
Yep. Okie dokie, we will wrap up there. And leave your comments in the description or whatever it's called. Is it description? Comments? Comment box? About your breaking points, your recoveries, like how you come about it, how you sort of solve it in a way.
Yeah.
And also what made you snap, and see if anybody else has had that same snapping point.
I'm sure everyone has.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
At least once.
Yeah, either in high school, primary school. I mean, a lot of kids, I think half of them scream and yell because they're snapping 24/7. But yeah, and just if you like where this podcast is going, and we literally try to upload every Friday, 6 p.m. p.m. Yeah, p.m. And just join in, subscribe, do all that shiz, hit the bell,
and let Chris know if you want to see me again.
Yeah, no, that would be great because I have several other podcast ideas. I have like nearly 15. Some of them are with certain people that I need, but other things like
I'd be happy to come again.
Yeah,
it's
no,
fun, honestly.
Love to have you. And yeah, we talked for nearly an hour.
Oh my god!
And you didn't even realize.
That was an hour.
Yeah, an hour.
Wow.
So yeah, see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.